My cat. We got shit to do. It's the Mueller Report on weed, ba-da-da-da, with Amie. Or, it's the Mueller Report on weed, yeah, yeah, with Amie. I work on it. Anyway, yeah, let's do it. Hello, and welcome to the Mueller Report on weed with Amie. I'm Amie, and yeah, here's the Mueller Report. We're making our way downtown through the Mueller Report, and it's getting juicy. Alright, so we left off on page 7 of the actual report, so we're going to continue at the end, at the bottom there. But before we do, we got to get nice and toasted. So, I picked up this cartridge. It's by Kingpen. Says it's the world's most awarded cannabis vape. Ooh la la. It's from California. I got it at the Cannabis Cup, the High Times Cannabis Cup. So we're going to bust that out. It's Romulan grapefruit. Never heard of that strain ever before in my life. But we're going to do that with my trusty claw battery. So let me get that. Alright. It's going. So let me get working here. It's got a nice little pull of it, as you can see. I'm going to do it one more time. Just for good measure. And by the way, that is Bender talking. Hi, Bender. You gonna be on camera today? No? He's kind of a diva, so he'll come in and out of the shot, just so you know. He's my thick boy. T-H-I-C-C. Alright, so let's get that. We did a couple of pulls of Kingpen's Romulan grapefruit today, so I'm going to pop that right down there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think so. Alright, we're going to keep this buddy active just in case we need it. Alright, so Mueller Report. Let's rock and roll, shall we? Alright, we left off page 7 right at the bottom, that last sentence there. And we're going to plow through as much as we can. On January 6th, 2017, members of the intelligence community briefed President-elect Trump on a joint assessment drafted and coordinated among the Central Intelligence Agency, FBI, and National Security Agency that concluded with high confidence that Russia had intervened in the election through a variety of means to assist Trump's candidacy and harm Clinton's. Hold on. Oh, holy shit! Okay. Sorry about that. A declassified version of the assessment was publicly released that same day. So we're talking about January 6, 2017. Okay. Oof. Between mid-January 2017 and early February 2017, 3 congressional committees, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, or HPSCI, the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, SSCI, and the Senate Judiciary Committee, you've heard that one a lot, SJC, announced they would conduct inquiries, or had already been conducting inquiries, into Russian interference in the election. Then, FBI Director James Comey later confirmed to Congress the existence of the FBI's investigation into Russian interference that had begun before the election on March 20th, 2017, in open session testimony before HPSCI, so in front of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Okay. Comey stated, here we go, I have been authorized by the Department of Justice to confirm that the FBI was part of our counterintelligence mission is investigating the Russian government's efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election, and that includes investigating the nature of any links between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and the Russian government, and whether there was any coordination between the campaign and Russia's efforts. As with any counterintelligence investigation, this will also include an assessment of whether any crimes were committed. Okay, so that was the quote from Comey. The investigation continued under then Director Comey for the next 7 weeks until May 9th, 2017, when President Trump fired Comey as FBI Director, an action which is analyzed in Volume 2 of the report. So we'll get into, it looks like some obstruction type situation here. On May 17th, 2017, Acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein appointed the special counsel and authorized him to conduct the investigation that Comey had confirmed in his congressional testimony, as well as matters arising directly from the investigation and any other matters within the scope of 28 CFR, crazy legal SE squiggly line thingy, 600.4 A, which generally covers efforts to intervene with or obstruct the investigation. President Trump reacted negatively to the special counsel's appointment. He told advisors that it was the end of his presidency, sought to have Attorney General Jeff Sessions unrecused from the Russia investigation and to have the special counsel removed, and engaged in efforts to curtail the special counsel's investigation and prevent the disclosure of evidence to it, including through public and private contacts with potential witnesses. Those and related actions are described and analyzed in Volume 2 of the report. Holy shit. Okay, so we're going to learn even more ridiculously juicy shit in Volume 2. Man. Alright, so it continues on here, and we're going to run into some redacted moments, it looks like. The special counsel's charging decisions. In reaching the charging decisions described in Volume 1 of the report, the office determined whether the conduct it found amounted to a violation of federal criminal law, chargeable under the principles of federal prosecution. See Justice Manual, crazy squiggly S line thingy, 9-27.000 at sequence 2018. The standard set forth in the Justice Manual is whether the conduct constitutes a crime. If so, whether admissible evidence would probably be sufficient to obtain and sustain a conviction, and whether prosecution would serve a substantial federal interest that could not be adequately served by prosecution elsewhere or through non-criminal alternatives. See Justice Manual, crazy ass squiggly line thingy, 9-27.220. Section 5 of the report provides detailed explanations of the office's charging decisions, which contain 3 main components. First, the office determined that Russia's 2 principal interference operations in the 2016 U.S. presidential election, the social media campaign and the hacking and dumping operations, violated U.S. criminal law. Ooh. Okay. Many of the individuals and entities involved in the social media campaign have been charged with participating in a conspiracy to defraud the United States by undermining through deceptive acts the work of federal agencies charged with regulating foreign influence in U.S. elections, as well as related counts of identity theft. Oh shit, son. Okay, and it says, C, United States versus Internet Research Agency, et al. Number 18-CR-32 DDC. Separately, Russian intelligence officers who carried out the hacking into Democratic Party computers and the personal email accounts of individuals affiliated with the Clinton campaign conspired to violate, among other federal laws, the Federal Computer Intrusion Statute, and they have been charged. See United States versus Netsko, NETYKSHO, et al. Number 18-CR-2015 DDC. And then we jump into some redacted stuff. It says harm to ongoing manner, also personal privacy. It's been blacked out. Second, while the investigation identifies numerous links between individuals with ties to the Russian government and individuals associated with the Trump campaign, the evidence was not sufficient in support criminal charges. Okay. Among other things, the evidence was not sufficient to charge any campaign official as an unregistered agent of the Russian government or other Russian principal. Okay, interesting. And our evidence about the June 9th, 2016 meeting and WikiLeaks release of hacked materials was not sufficient to charge a criminal campaign finance violation. Further, the evidence was not sufficient to charge that any member of the Trump campaign conspired with representatives of the Russian government to interfere in the 2016 election. Okay, so they're saying like the stuff that the Russians were doing it looks like it wasn't coordinated by the Trump campaign, or there wasn't like a direct link from the Russian government to the Trump campaign, even though there was a lot of bad apples running around there. Okay. Third, the investigation established that several individuals affiliated with the Trump campaign, here we go, lied to the office and to Congress about their interactions with Russian-affiliated individuals and related matters. Those lies materially inspired the investigation of Russian election interference. Oh, okay. The office charged some of those lies as violations of the federal false statements statute. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn pleaded guilty to lying about his interactions with Russian Ambassador Kislyak during the transition period. George Papadopoulos, a foreign policy advisor during the campaign period, pleaded guilty to lying to investigators about inter alia, the nature and timing of his interactions with Joseph Mitzfund, the professor who told Papadopoulos that the Russians had dirt on candidate Clinton in the form of thousands of emails. Former Trump Organization attorney Michael Cohen pled guilty to making false statements to Congress about the Trump-Moscow project. And there's some more redaction. It says harm to ongoing matter. And in February 2019, the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia found that Manafort lied to the office and the grand jury concerning his interactions and communications with Konstantin Kilimnik, I-K, my goodness, or K-Money, I believe is what we did, about Trump campaign polling data and peace plan for Ukraine. Ooh, baby. Bender's getting ridiculous. I know. I'm concerned about the United States as well. Okay, buddy? But actually, we are going to stop right here because that's a lot to digest. That's basically saying there was a lot of like bad apples hanging around, but it seemed like the report could not find direct cooperation links of some sort. I'm a little confused because then it goes on to talk about how various other people surrounding the campaign, during the campaign, was doing some crazy shit with the Russians. So I'm sure it'll get more in the nuts and bolts, but I wanted to stop right there. And also, that would be, okay, so if you're following along, it'd be the top of, second paragraph down, page 10, still of the, what is this section called? Executive Summary 2, Volume 1. It's page 10 of the actual report. If you're following along in the Mueller Report, the book brought out by the Washington Post, it is page 68. So it looks like it's going to get a little hairy. If I'm looking ahead, it's actually breaking down a lot of what has happened and everything. Oh my. I just flopped open to this. Okay guys, so I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to the Mueller Report on weed with Amie. We'll continue more with the Mueller Report, on weed, because honestly that's the only way we're going to get through this. And please, if you get a moment, subscribe. Please share as well, because we want to make sure everybody knows what the fuck, what the hell is in this, and we'll get through it together. So share it and be a patriot and smoke weed just like me. Okay. Have a good one, and thank you so much for watching again. The Mueller Report on weed with Amie. nitty.